Hey there, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Dice Baseball, and we are back with 1961. I haven't played this in about, I don't know, what, 6 to 9 months. But we're joining the Yankees replay. The Yanks stand at 36-25. What is that? 61 games I've played so far. They got a 2-game losing streak going, and the Kansas City Athletics are 26-33, and a 1-game winning streak. Defense for the Yanks is a 38, for the Royals is a 32, so they're fielding column 3, whereas the Yanks are fielding column 2 with a couple of guys that spill them over to ones. You got Richardson in 8, and then you have the third baseman. Clete Boyer, who was a 5, and that takes him over to a column 1. Let's go over the lineups real quick here. For the Yankees, it's Richardson, the second baseman, Clete Boyer at third, right fielder is Maris, center fielder is Mantle. You've got Elston Howard, the catcher, Bill Skowron, the first baseman, Hector Lopez in left field, shortstop D. Maestri. He's just a kind of sub who's filling in for the injured. I've played this going blank. Tony Kubik, and Sheldon is going to be the pitcher for the Yankees. Raleigh Sheldon versus Jim Archer, the ace of the Kansas City Athletics. And the lineup for the Athletics is Hauser, the shortstop. Third baseman is Bertoya. Center fielder Stevens. First baseman is Seaburn. Left fielder Posada. Second baseman Lumpy. Right fielder is Darren Johnson. Catcher is Pignatano. And Archer is the pitcher, batting ninth. So let's play some ball. And we're rolling 2d6. We're reading the red first. The 26 is a strikeout. No, it's lifted to right. Over is Johnson. Went away. So this is straight up, roll result. So it plays pretty darn fast, particularly for guys who want to do replays and they want to kind of get the stats, complete the replay. It plays very quickly, and you can play a bunch of games in an evening. This is Clete Boyer steps in the box. He's ready, and that's a 35. 35 is a pop-up in foul ground behind the plate, and it is Pignatano for out number 2. Roger Maris. Maris, how's he doing? 22 home runs and 235 at-bats. Let's get that out of there. And here's the pitch. A 41 is going to be bounced to short. Hauser up with it. Fires a strike to Seaburn, and that retires aside. All right, for the Kansas City Athletics, it's going to be Dick Hauser leading off. Here's the pitch from Sheldon, who's a D. And that's going to be a 44. That is ripped to center, base hit. So Hauser's on at first. He's an F runner. Here you got Bertoya. He's just going to swing away, and 43 is going to be a 29. And at 29, Sheldon has no letters. It's going to be basically a tapper right back to Sheldon, who spins into the Maestri, but going in hard is Hauser, so they don't get the throw off the first. And now it's Stevens, Gene Stevens. Oh, by the way, I had to use Steve's card computer to create the Bertoya card. Reno Bertoya, that wasn't included. They only came with 20 players in 1961. This is the actual 61 set, but the reason it's not blue on the back is because I don't want to touch those cards. So I make photocopies of the cards just so I can handle and write on and make notes and on and on. Sometimes guys will tell me, hey, you're pronouncing the 61 player wrong, so then I'll make a note on it. I'll do like a phonetic pronunciation note, that sort of thing. So Stevens is up. He's a left-handed hitter. The pitch from Sheldon, and that's a 26, is going to be a bounce to the second baseman Richardson, who flips to the shortstop, I believe, off the top of my head. And that's a fielder's choice there. 26. Richardson's an 8, so that he would be a fielding column 1 and is a fielder's choice. The throw to first is late. So here's Norman Seaburn, who's got good power. He's got a 1-66 and a 6 at 33 and 11. Sheldon gets the sign from Howard. He's ready and deals, and that's going to be a 36, which is ball 4. But there's a runner on first, but Sheldon does not have a Z, so he will give up the base on balls, and that brings up Posada. His name is Leo Posada, the outfielder. And he's ready. He's a right-handed hitter. Pitch from Sheldon. And that's a 16, which will be a 12 with the runners on first and second. And I'm using the actual boards from... I'm actually not sure. I have the boards from the 50s, from the early 60s, late 50s. But I don't think I'm using those. I think I'm just using 70s boards, simply because I don't want to mess up those older boards. I was using a book, but I have a brand new book in a box, and I don't want to open it. I think I sold my old book, who basically took a beating over the last 6 or 7 years. I was staying on summer vacation. I was up in Queens, and there was a desk, and right next to the desk there was a refrigerator, and somehow the book fell in between, and then when I woke up in the morning, the refrigerator was leaking, and the book got all warped. So, but over time, and just playing with it and using it, to kind of flatten out. All right, we're in the top of the second inning. It's Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle's got 15 home runs, batting .335. The pitch from Archer was a B, and that's a 63, which is it popped up behind the plate. This is going to be another foul out to the catcher for the first out here in the top of the second. Next up is Elston Howard. He's a right-handed hitter. He's got good power. 1-66, 6 at 33, and a 5 at 11. The pitch from Archer, 15, and that's going to be line base hit. Rips one to left plate on a hop by Posada. So Elston Howard is on. He is an S catcher, so he will be playing it safe. Here's Moose Skowron. Skowron has 13 home runs, batting .246. Pitch from Sheldon, and it is swung on, hit hard. This is tailor-made double play. Hauser flips to Lumpy, and the throw to first in time. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. All right, so next up is, Lumpy. He leads off, and the pitch from Sheldon, and that's going to be a 43. Right back up the middle, and Sheldon stabs at it. He's got it in his glove, throws over to first, and it's a 1-3 put out for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Next up is Darren Johnson. The pitch from Sheldon is a 42, and swing and a miss. Chases a high fastball for the second out. And here's Pignatano, Joseph Pignatano, with a 54, and that's a drive in the gap. On the run is Maris, and Maris tracks it down right in front of the warning track. Go top of the third now. Lopez leads off for the Yankees. Yankees playing in Kansas City, and it's a 42, and he checks his swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he rings him up, and Lopez doesn't like that, but he will accept it. He has no choice, no alternative. Here's Joe DiMaestri, and with a 62 is a 39. That'll be foul back. There's a pitch from Archer again, a 44, and that is going to be a tapper, slow tapper, right towards Hauser, and Maestri's on with an infield single. Up comes the pitcher Sheldon, who's going to bunt. So this is a whole booklet for a bunt. This is hilarious. 10 pages just to bunt the ball. Pretty hilarious. And if the bunt is a 53, the result is a 13. That'll be a foul strike. Let's do it again. And a 61, that's a 13. And let's see if he strikes out. One more time, he bunts it. And that's a 45, which will be a 14. And that's a base on balls. So that puts runners on first and second with one out. And that's going to bring the top of the order. Richardson. And the pitch from Archer. And a 32 is a 26. And that's lumpy as an 8. So we gotta go through the boards. And an 8 to 26 first and second is infield fly rule. And that's lumpy. Makes the catch, and that's going to bring up Clete Boyer. Pitch from Archer, and it's a 46. Struck him out, and that retires the side. Big curveball. Gets Boyer to end the inning with the top of the bottom of the third. There's no score in this game. In New York with no runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Athletics with no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And it's going to be Archer, the pitcher, leads off. And a 22 is going to be a slow chopper to third base, and Boyer not going to have a play, and that'll be an infield single for Archer. The pitcher's on at first. Here's Dick Hauser. Steps in the box, a right-handed hitter with a 22, and that's line base hit. That's going to send Archer to third. Oh, let's go back and click the S+. First and third now. Here in the bottom of the third, nobody out, and it's Bertoya. The Yankees are going to allow the run to score. The pitch by Sheldon, a 63, is going to be a 31 with first and third. 31, and Mantle is a 3, so he'll be a fielding column 1, and that'll be deep enough to score Archer. So it is the first run of the game, comes in on a sacrifice fly. Stevens now. Hauser takes his lead off first, and a 64 is a swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Next is Seaburn with good power, and the pitch from Sheldon with a 13, and that's ball 4. He'll walk him. That's the second walk allowed by Sheldon this inning. Bringing up Leo Posada. Leo Posada takes a couple of practice swings, now steps in the box. He's ready. Hauser with his lead off second, Seaburn with his lead off first. Sheldon checks in with Howard. He's ready, sets and deals. And that's going to be a 62, and that'll be strike 3. And that retires the side. 1 run comes in. We go to the top of the 4th. Roger Maris is going to lead off. Maris with 22 home runs, a 271 average. Archer winds and deals, and a 24 will be a strikeout. Mickey Mantle up next. He steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Pitch from Archer, and a 15 is line base hit, center field. Stevens throws it into Lumpy, and Mantle is on at first. He's fast. Howard, who's got good power, 1 at 66, a 6 at 33, and a 5 at 11. Archer gets a sign and looks over at Mantle, and he's ready. Sets and deals. And that's going to be a 52, a 27. Bertoya's a 3, so that may be just a ground ball to third. Runner advances on this, because that puts him on the fielding 3. 27, and it is 5-3. Runner advances into scoring position, and it's Skowron now. We're at the top of the 4th. The Yanks trail 1-0. Pitch from Archer, and that's a 15. That's going to be line base hit, and that will score. Oh no, actually he's a B, so that's going to be an out of some kind. B pitcher is going to be a tapper right back to Archer, who throws out Skowron easily to retire the side. Bottom of the 4th. Playing APBA using the 1961 set, which I photocopied to kind of protect the cards in their envelopes. I picked up new envelopes for them. Lumpy. He's up. And the pitch from Sheldon with a 14, and that'll be lifted to left. On the run is Lopez. Lopez got it in his sights and squeezes it for the first out. Darren Johnson. Oh, that's a 66. That's going to be a 0, so we're going to roll on the second column. And Archer with a Sheldon with a 36, and that's going to be line drive, base hit, center field. Mantle plays it on a hop, gets it into Richardson. So Johnson, a slow runners on at first, and it's Pignatano. Pignatano batting 173 and 110 at bats. And the pitch from Sheldon with a 46 struck him out. And Archer now, pitcher. Pitch from Sheldon's a 41, and that's going to be bounced to DeMaestri, who throws to first to retire the side. Top of the fifth, 1-0 Kansas City, playing APBA. Lopez, Hector Lopez, and the pitch from Sheldon, and that's, the pitch from Archer, and that is that's an 8, so it's an 8, and he's a B pitcher, so that's going to be lifted to center field. Stevens. Under it, 1 out. DeMaestri up next. The pitch from Archer, and a 32 will be a bouncer to second base. Lumpy over to his right, plants and throws him out. And here's Sheldon. And Sheldon, it's a 38. That is going to be a ball. Again, Archer with the pitch, and the 22 on Sheldon's card is going to be a fly ball, shallow center. Back is Hauser and Lumpy. In comes Stevens, calls them both off. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0. Athletics. Hauser leads off against Sheldon, who's a D, so he's holding up pretty well, and this is going to be a fly to left. 1 away. Bertoya now. It's from Sheldon with a 32, and this is bounced to second base. Charging is Richardson. Sidearms at the first in time. Just got Bertoya by half a step. And Stevens with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch from Sheldon. 62, and that'll be a fly ball again. It's left center field. On the run is Lopez. Mantle, and it's Lopez who calls him off. That retires the side. At the top of the sixth. Like I said, APBA plays super fast. Richardson's going to lead off. I don't know why I flipped that card over. Pitch from Archer, and that's a 65, which is a drive to left center field. On the run is Stevens, and Stevens catches up to it. Boyer with a 54, and that's a drive to right, and into the corner is Johnson, and Johnson makes a nice running catch. So the Yanks are lifting everything up into the air, and it's hanging up there, and the Athletics are able to get to it. Maris now. Pitch from Archer, and I thought that was going to be a 63, and that's popped up foul ground. And Pignatano makes the catch that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Seaburn. And a 26 will be a strikeout. Out in front of a curveball. Down on one knee. And it's Posada with the snake eyes. And that's going to take us into the second column. And that's a drive in the gap. Is anybody going to get there? No, that's over the wall. Home run for Leo Posada. Rolled a 25 in that second column. And that ball is gone. Thought it was going to stay in the park. But no, Lumpy. Pitch from Sheldon with a 42, and that'll be a swing and miss. Struck him out on the curve. And Darren Johnson. Pitch from Sheldon with a 53, and that'll be a 28, which is bounced to short. Charging hard as DeMaestri throws a strike over to Skowron to retire the side. Mickey Mantle leads off the top of the seventh for the Yankees. Archer. The pitch, and that's a 33. That's going to be a ball pulled down the line into the corner. If it's fair, it's trouble, and that's into the corner. Fair ball. Posada plays it off the carom. Digging for second is Mantle, and he's in there standing with a lead-off double. Yanks trail by 2 here in the top of the 7th. And it's going to be Howard now. Wait a second. There we go. Archer gets the sign. That's some deals. And Howard with a 51, which is going to be an 8. And that is runner at second base at 8. Tapper right back to the mound. Moving to third is Mantle. So he's in scoring position with only 1 out. Here's Skowron. They're going to allow the run to score. Trade a run for an out. Skowron, 13 home runs, 244 average. The pitch from Archer. And that's a snake eyes. That's a deep drive. Left field, way back. Posada to the track, to the wall. Looks up, and that's gone. Game tied. And it's Bill Skowron who clocks his 14th home run. Drives it over the left field fence. And the Yanks have tied it up. Here is Hector Lopez with 1 out. All tied at 2. And that's going to be a drive. Let's see if that'll go for extra bases or not. A 42, and that's going to get past the outfielders and roll to the wall. Digging for 3 is Lopez. Here's the throw in and the cutoff. The throw to third, the tag, and he is safe with a triple. A 1-out triple for Hector Lopez, who's really struggled at the plate this season. He is batting .214 and 154 bats, but hits a triple here, a big triple for the Yanks, and D. Maestri's up. And we're going to let him bat because I really don't know who can play short. Kubik, but I think Kubik's injured. Oh, because Archer's a lefty and Kubik's a lefty. That's probably why. So we're going to bring in Serve to pinch hit for D. Maestri. You know what? They're going to intentionally walk him. That's going to bring in up Sheldon, and we're going to bring up Gardner to pinch hit for him. And they're definitely going to pitch to him. They don't want to. So it's going to be shotgun William, Bill, shotgun Gardner. Infield will be playing in this time. The game is tied at 2 on a 2-run shot by Moose Skowron. So the pitch from Archer, and that's going to be a 46 left field. There's first and third, so this could be a fly ball left field. Posada, I think Posada was a 1. Let's see, yeah, he is a 1, so we got first and third, and that's going to be a fly ball deep enough to allow Lopez to tag, and the Yankees have taken a 3-2 lead. Yes, sir. Richardson now. Bobby Richardson against Archer here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, and Serve is on at first. The pitch, and that's a 25, which will be I believe it's a tapper right back to the mound. It's that 8 again on a B pitcher. And no, yeah, it is. Tap it right back to the mound, and Archer will throw him out at first. So the Yanks pick up 3 runs, and Tony Kubik comes into the game. He'll be at short. And new pitcher as well. It's going to be 65, 43 innings pitched. It's going to be Yo-Yo Arroyo coming in for the Yanks. 29 saves on the season. Well, not in this season. In the actual season, he had 29 saves. I'm not sure what he has in this. Oh, he's got 9 saves in this replay. He may be able to pick one up here. So there's Arroyo with a Y. An A pitcher. Here's Pignatano. And the pitch. And that is a 42, Pignatano's card, and struck him out. Archer's up, and we're going to leave Archer in there to bat. Not too bad a hitter. And the pitch is going to be a 62, strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Arroyo. And it's Hauser with 2 outs. And the 36 will be struck him out. That 33, I believe, is a Y. And a Y should be a strikeout, and it is. So Arroyo comes in and strikes out the side. Cleve Boyer in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch from Archer. And a 46 is going to be strike 3. One away. Next up is Roger Maris. Maris with a 51, and that'll be a 9. That'll be a little slow tapper to first base, and Maris is going to run right by Seaburn. Seaburn stretches to tag him, but fails. So Maris is on at first. And we got Mickey Mantle, the pitch from Archer, and that's going to be a 53, which is a 17. Johnson's a 1 out there, so that 17 is going to be a base hit to right, runner to second, runner to third, and batter to second on a fumble, E9. So it's a single and an error on a single to right and then an error on Johnson, putting runners at second and third, and brings up Elston Howard, is going to be walked intentionally. Infield's going to be brought in for Skowron, who homered in the 7th, a 2-run shot that tied the game at 2. And with the bases loaded, Archer, we're going to see what we got in the bullpen. Let's take a quick peek. We got a lot of guys here in the bullpen. All right, so where do I find all those guys? I got them right over here. So we've got their top. Oh man, they had a really terrible bullpen. Everybody's got a whip of 1.4 and higher, and an ERA of 4.5 and up. So we're going to go with the guy who's got the most appearances. Actual 56, Kunkel. Let's see if we can find Kunkel. There he is. Bill Kunkel's going to come in. And he will face, I think, Skowron, was it? So Kunkel is in, facing Skowron, with a bases loaded, infield in the pitch. And a 45 will be ball 4. He walks in a run. That forces in a run. The Yankees take a 4-2 lead. And now it's Lopez who tripled last inning. Infield is in on the grass. Pitch to Lopez. And that's going to be a 46, a 27 with the infield in. Third baseman is a 3 fielder, 27 batter safe at first, fielder's choice. Runner on second, forced out at third. Others advance 1 base. So there's only 1 play, and that's for Bertoya to step on the bag at third. So it will be a fielder's choice, I think. That's how I'm understanding it. And it's going to be Tony Kubek who will be batting. And Kunkel's ready. The pitch in the 36 will be a 33 with runners on first and second. And Kunkel is a blank there. First and second. 33 is popped up. Infield. Shortstop Hauser calls off Lumpy on the infield grass, and that retires the side. Yanks pick up 2 more. They lead it 5-2. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Hauser. No. Bertoya. Pitch from Arroyo, 62, and that's a fly to right. Maris under it, squeezes it for out number 1. Stevens next. Gene Stevens, outfielder, 2, and the pitch and a 12 is I think it's a ground ball to second base. Richardson throws him out, 2 down. And Seaburn, that's from the left side of 54, and that's a drive to right center field. Maris on the run, and he tracks it down. Roger Maris flashing the leather a little bit out there in the outfield for the Yanks. And it's going to be Arroyo who will bat. And it's a 64. That's a strikeout. One down. Next is Richardson, pitch from Kunkel. A 46 and a 27. Bounced to third, charging hard as Bertoya fires to first, and in time just beats Richardson, who was hustling down that line. You don't see too many players hustle on a play like that anymore. And it's going to be Clete Boyer now with 2 outs. So at the top of the ninth, the Yankees lead 5-2. They trailed going into the top of the 7th, 2-0. 42, and that's a swing and a miss. Curveball got him. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Kansas City Athletics. We're playing 1961 baseball. And it's Leo Posada. Didn't Leo hit a home run earlier in the game? Let's check out that box score. Leo Posada, 1 for 3. Hit his 4th home run of the season. A pitch from Arroyo. And that's going to be a 35. Ball 4. Walks him. Next up is Jerry Lumpy, a lefty. The pitch from Arroyo, and that's going to be a 45, which will be ball 4, back-to-back, base on balls. Not what the doctor ordered. If the Yankees are making a house call, Darren Johnson now, who has some power, he's got decent power. He's got home runs at several numbers on his second column. So he can tag one here and drive it, and this game is all tied at 5. So Yo-Yo better proceed with caution. Johnson steps in the box. He's ready. Arroyo gets the sign, sets and deals, and that's going to be a 64, strike 3. And Johnson not happy with himself. Pignatano now. Pignatano has a little bit of power, a little bit of pop in that bat. He's got home runs in second column at 66, 55, 33, 44, 25, 22, 15, and 11. Pignatano bats from the right side, batting 170 on the season with 2 home runs. Arroyo gets the sign, sets and deals. And a 31 will be ball 4. Walks the bases loaded. The tying run is on base now. Arroyo is struggling with his control, not getting the calls and not finding the plate. What else we got going here? Anybody who's available? Clevenger is available, and we're going to bring him in. So the Yankees are going to go to the bullpen and bring in Clevenger with 1 out, bases loaded. Wow. All right, so Tex Clevenger comes in and replaces the Yankee ace. And we're going to see a pinch hitter for Kunkel. It's going to be the lefty Causey. Wayne Causey. He's up. The base is loaded. See what happens. Pitch from Clevenger, who's got a W, and that's a 61. Which will be a fly ball to left with the bases loaded. This may be a tag-up. And left fielder's Lopez, I believe he's a 1, so that will be too shallow. And the Athletics are not going to risk it, so that's out number 2. And here's Hauser. Top of the order. And Posada at third, Lumpy at second, Pignatano, the tying run. And let's see what kind of speed he has. Well, he's fast, so he can score a double, may tie the game here. 2 outs. Clevenger replaced Yo-Yo Arroyo, who pitched pretty well until this inning, where he just lost sight of the plate and walked 3 batters. Here's the pitch from Clevenger to Dick Hauser, and that's going to be a 66. Oh my goodness. And what's going to happen here, we don't know. He's got some home runs on his card. He's got 3 home runs on his card, 66 of 33, and an 11. Everything else is a double. We'll see what happens when we look at the charts. Bases loaded. Excuse me. And a 53 is going to be a 6. Will this tie the game? It says see below. So bases loaded 6 is a triple, but it's not a triple. See below. On player cards with double column score, there's the same as a 4. A double, 4, a double, 3 runners score with 2 outs, and the game is tied. Holy smokes. Tied at 5 with the winning run standing at second base, and it's Bertoya. Clevenger gets the sign from Howard. He's ready. Hauser takes his lead. And he's off with the pitch. A 32 is 26, and that's bounced to second base. I believe with a runner on second at 26. Is that a pop-up or is that a ground out? It's a ground out. So that'll end the inning, but the Yankee bullpen collapses. And it's going to be Walker, 50 innings pitched, 12. Hold on. 20 for Nuxall is starting next game. Got a Rakow, I think it's how you pronounce that name. Yeah, the name is pronounced Rocco, not the way I pronounced it. So he will be on the mound for the Athletics here against the Yanks in the top of the 10th inning. Athletics came back from 3 runs down, 5-2, and they scored 3 runs on a bases clearing double by Leo Posada. So leading off for the Yanks is going to be Roger Maris here against Rocco, excuse me, 36, and that's going to be swing and a miss for 1 out. Next up is Mantle. And the 62 will be ball 4. Mantle walks. And it's Howard. A 21 will be a fly ball left field. And that's Posada over 2-way. And here's Skowron. The 54 lifted to right. Johnson and Stevens converge, and it's Stevens. And it's Stevens batting. Gene Stevens against Clevenger, who's still in there. That's going to be a 26, and that's going to be a fly to left. Lopez. Next up is Seaburn. Norman Seaburn's got good power. With a 25, and that's line base hit. And he is an average speed guy. Posada now. Pitch from Clevenger with a 22. That's going to be a base hit. And a 7 is going to allow Seaburn to make it to third. Let me see. On these old boards, you may get runner advances on the throw to third. Yep, F batter advances. Now, Posada, I don't think Posada's not an F. So Posada with another hit. He's had a good day. Let's take a look at Posada. So the winning run on at third base, Posada's 2 for 4. And Clevenger's tired. We're going to go to Reniff. Hal Reniff. He's ready. Another card that I pulled from Steve's card maker. And it's going to be Lumpy, Jerry Lumpy, left-handed hitter against Reniff, an A pitcher, but also has a W. 1 out, first and third, the pitch. And that's going to be a 66, and that's going to do it. The Yankees lose it here, line drive, base hit, and Seaburn comes in to score, and the game is over. So the final score, 6-5. What a comeback for the Kansas City Athletics. And the crowd that remained here is ecstatic. They were down 5-2 in the 9th, and they came back, scored 4 runs, 3 in the 9th, and 1 to win it in the bottom of the 10th. And it was Jerry Lumpy who looped a single over the shortstop's head, and that was the ball game. Scoring was Posada I'm sorry, Seaburn scored, and Rocco won it. He's 3-3. Tex Clevenger lost it 2-5. And MVP Dick Hauser, according to this game. Yankees 36-26, and the Athletics are 27-33. Let's quickly look at the standings for the Yankees. Now Detroit is having an amazing season. The Yankees find themselves 7.5 games back. Detroit 44-19 to the Yankees 36-26, and I think Detroit has basically swept the Yankees in the 2 or 3 series that they've faced them. Just the Yankees cannot beat Detroit, and that's, I think, the big difference in the season. Anyway, what else? That's it. This is Tony Porter. Remember to oh, did I not have that? Yeah, I had that. Let me get that up real quick before I say goodbye. No reason for that. Let me get out of here. Go back there. No, I want to go back to the box score. I can't go back to the game, so don't worry about it. But you see, kept the scoreboard was up for a while. Anyway, this is Tony Porter. This is Tabletop Dice Baseball Digest. I tried to inject the dice into it. I eventually want to make it just Dice Baseball Digest, and I'm going for that. I think it's shorter and simpler. And there's a lot of names with tabletop in them already. There's several guys that use that tabletop, so I thought I'd just switch it up a little bit. And anyway, that's about it. Remember to like and subscribe my channel, and keep an eye out for the rest of my replays. I have several replays going. And the nice thing about having a helper is it stores your replay, so I can come back to this one whenever I want, and I can have some fun playing APBA. Takes me back. APBA, is my first love, and it doesn't hold my attention the way it did at one time. It's just very straightforward, and it's a nice game for sure. It's got a lot of nostalgia and a lot of charm. But now I'm looking for a little bit deeper, more wild pitch opportunities and pickoffs, and that sort of thing. More range plays with batters rated for range, and I just don't want to go to APBA Advanced. I like just playing the basic when I play it. So anyway, it was an excellent game. It was a blast, and that's all. Take care, guys.